Hello, I am Centimus Prime, and here I will be reviewing the LEGO Indiana Jones set number 77012 Fighter Plane Chase. Now to start things off, we'll be taking a closer look at the minifigures that come in this set, starting off with our main protagonist dude himself, our Harrison Ford, of course, that being Indiana Jones himself. And I will say, he does look pretty good. He does have a lot of good printing on him. The torso printing looking really nice. He definitely got some good lines in there. The zipper's nicely picked out in that shiny silver. The printing on his legs are pretty cool. He's got like a belt there. Got like his pants belt, but also his like holster like belt. He even has a little buckle there. That's very nice. Very nice. And here's a look at, and here is how he looks from the back. You even got some nice back printing on here. That's nice. Very neat. He does come with a whip accessory, which does come in this nice rubbery plastic. So if you want, you can flex this around and play around with the flexibility of this whip. For nice, it's even like a little bar connection there that you can use to attach to something. Yeah, like that. Yeah, very neat. His hat is very interesting because not only because of the nice detailings on it, it does, like the brim of the hat, it does have this nice S-curve shape to it. It does make it look very stylish. And also like the little wrinkles and folds, the folds in it, definitely makes it look like a nicely designed hat. But not only that, it is dual molded, and it does come with some, and it also doubles as a hairpiece. So here we do have some hair here molded in the back here. So when he's wearing his hat, it doesn't look like he's like bald. It actually looks like he has a head of hair that under his hat. So that's pretty neat. And getting a good look at the printing of the face. I said getting a good look at the printing on his face. He does have a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow sort of thing going on. And for the most part, it looks pretty good. The 5 o'clock shadow thing is done nicely enough. It does have a sort of a neat expression on his face. It looks fine, and it is one of those double faces, so you can turn him around to give him a different facial expression. Here we have a sort of raised eyebrow expression on his face. Still has the 5 o'clock shadow thing going on. Yeah, very neat. Putting his hat back on. Yeah. Our Indiana Jones minifigure looking pretty neat. Over here we have Professor Henry Jones. And for Henry Jones, he does look pretty good. Unfortunately, he has no printing on his legs, but the printing on his torso is just fine. It does have a good amount of printed details on his torso print at least, so that's nice. Turning him around, not a whole lot of printing going on here. Do get a couple of lines that indicate that there's some wrinkling going on in the back of his shirt. It also has like a little line indicating that there's a collar for his shirt. But yeah, overall an A-OK torso print. He comes with this hat sort of thing, which is neat. It's definitely like a neat looking hat. It does have a hollow stud connection up there, so you can use it to connect various things. And here's how his face looks without the hat. Looking pretty good. Do get a good amount of detail in there. Even got the glasses picked out in gold. That's neat. He doesn't have a second face behind on the back, but that's fine. Looking pretty good. I say that looks fine. Yes, Henry Jones looking pretty good. And for our third minifigure, we have a fighter pilot. And our fighter pilot here is not too bad. I say it's okay. Printing is on the simpler side, I think. So the printing on his torso is still pretty good. It's still noticeable. Nice, crisp, clean lines, and even a little bit of a zipper right there. But yeah, for the most part, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, no printing on the legs this time either. Just his like beige legs, his beige torso with his gloved brown hands. Looking okay. Turning him around, here's a look at how he looks from the back. A little bit of wrinkled details on the back, but nothing too major. His hat is his pilot hat is pretty neat. It does have the goggles things that can just flip down when he's ready to pilot his plane. Yeah, very neat. Very cool. Removing that real quick and getting a good look at his face. In terms of facial expressions, this one is slightly more on the simpler side of things, but it looks fine. And no alternate face on the back for this one either. But yeah, does look pretty neat. Even with the goggles down, that's still pretty neat. Next up is coming up next, we're going to take a look at the simplest build look first, and then we'll work our way up. So starting off, we got this little thing. So this appears to be a small, like, little patch of land with a sign. With a sign here. So, in the sign, it does say Berlin on it. It does point to Berlin. Yeah, pretty neat. And on top of that, we do get a sign that indicates an upcoming tunnel. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Haven't seen the movie, but I did take a look. I did take a look at the scene. A quick look at the scene where this set is replicating. But yeah, like this sign here is pretty neat. It's one of the simpler things, but it does provide a little bit of backdrop. It does provide it just provided a little bit of like set dressing, a little bit of backdrop. So that's pretty cool. So that's pretty nice. Up next we have the car. And I must say, this car, really, really nice. I do personally like this car build. Very nice. It is a nice little dense car build. Is a car that is 8 studs wide. Very nice. It is done primarily in white. Do get, and yeah, it looks pretty good. Here's a look at how the car looks from the underside. Pretty simple. Something I do notice with the wheels on this car is that the tires are noticeably thinner than the wheel itself. That is like not something I've seen in a Lego car build before. It does look very interesting, to say the least. Haven't really seen wheels that are put on the tires quite like this, where the rims of the wheels are wider than the tires themselves. Interesting. But other things I do like about this, like overall I do, like first of all, I personally do find something fascinating. I do find like Lego like car builds that are like Lego like cars that's like, personally I think like there's something interesting. Darn words. Personally I do find something fascinating with like more classic looking cars like this replicated in Lego to be something interesting and really satisfying to see in made in Lego. Like the front grille and the separate headlights, which can technically articulate, though it's not really something advertised in the sets, but still something you can do with it. And that's pretty cool. Front bumper looks nice. The mudguards, the like rims, the mudguards are a larger separate piece, and I think they look good here. It does give it a more robust look, I think. It does make the build look more solid and more smooth. There are a couple of sticker details on the doors right here. Right here on this side and on this side. The stickers here does indicate that these appear to be the like suicide style of doors, the ones that open like this rather than like this. So that's interesting. And other things I do like about this is some of the parts usage and like building techniques. Because in terms of part usage, it uses like this sort of rectangle bar piece, which has also been used as the outer the outer parts of the Lego Optimus Prime Matrix of Leadership. So that's pretty neat. And apparently the white parts of the headlights are also used as Star Wars BB-8 droid heads. So that's interesting. And yeah, in terms of also in terms of building techniques, we have this section back here, which is connected, which does use a couple of interesting building techniques. So it is connected via bar and clips, uses a bar and clip connection to achieve the angle that it's at, and also connecting these Exoforce hands right here via these rounded parts, rounded 1x2 parts. Very nice. Do think that's very neat. It even has this round tile here that's, I guess, is supposed to represent a spare wheel. Yeah, it looks good here. Other details we do get is this trunk build right here. And yes, it also comes with a suitcase. But there is also this sort of chest trunk thing in here, which easily attaches via these two studs, and the briefcase just slides in front of there, like so. Note the chest does lock in via the two studs, but the suitcase just slides in there, so the briefcase can fall, but the chest is fine. But taking off the chest real quick, and I do also want to note that I can easily see someone modifying this car to give this a third seat back here in addition to the two up here. So that's interesting. I doubt there would be two seats back. Anyone would make two seats back there without making it look completely different. But yeah, it looks. Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Aside from that, we do get the chest, which does have a lid that's different. That's a different shade of color compared to the base of the chest. And in the chest, we do get a few items, including a closed umbrella, which does look pretty nice. We also have the instructions include one, but it comes with two because the other one is a spare piece. But yes, it does come with two of these revolvers. So that's neat. There's also two of these, black 1x1 rounded tiles, which are more so for the plane than this, so I will set those aside for now. And then there's this, which to me looked kind of like a artifact or treasure of some kind, but apparently in the context of this movie, apparently this is some sort of diary of some sort, or journal. Yeah, I think it's like a journal. However, it's this 1x1 tile piece with a little bit of printing on it, and the printing looks alright. And even if you want, you can even fit this journal into the briefcase, and that works a-okay. So we can fit that stuff back in this front windshield thing, even though it doesn't really have a windshield. Can flip forward and back, so you can play around with that. Even can have a little radiator covers. Even have a little radiator top. That's cool. You can, of course, sit 2 minifigures down, one in the driver's seat and one in the passenger seat. Unfortunately does do that somewhat annoying like offset like steering wheel in relation to the seat. But it doesn't look too bad here. It does still look like he's holding it with at least one of his hands. And you can, of course, sit another person down in the passenger seat. Works very well. It does sit 2 people down side by side with ease. Very nice. And of course, like any car should, does roll really well. It does roll really nicely. It does roll very smoothly. And yeah, it looks really nice. And so the car portion of the build, very nice. Do enjoy that. And now we get to the other half of the set, which is this fighter plane build, which looks very militaristic, especially for Lego. But hey, a pretty like a very with a somewhat realistic looking military vehicle officially made by Lego doesn't really come by very often. And yeah, it does look pretty cool. It is mostly built in various colors of gray, mainly the lighter gray and the darker gray. There are other colors within the build. Very nice. Starting with the stabilizer, the tail end of the plane. Not a whole lot going on here in terms of building techniques and stuff like part usage and stuff like that. I do find how this section here is this part usage here is pretty neat. Also enjoyed the back wheel back here, very nice. But for the most part, it is stacking plates and bricks on top of each other, and that's fine. Does give it a somewhat blocky, but also a simplistic look. Do enjoy that. Here's a look at the plane from the bottom. Very nice. Cool. Over here at the front, we do get some interesting engine detailings here on the side. Very cool. We also have some interesting parts lining up here, with the vent pieces here lining up with the curve pieces up here, and how the fender piece up here lines up with everything. It gives a nice smooth and yet rugged look. Especially with a few, but not too many studs exposed on all sides. So that's pretty neat. The front propeller obviously can spin. You can spin it in either direction with ease. And there's even a little nub here on top, which you can use to easily spin it. Pretty neat. But interesting, but something that I've happened to have noticed with this set is the fact that the blades of the propeller kinda looks interesting because it is using these, I think these parts are also used as like kayak oars, if I'm not mistaken. So it does give it a weird look to it, but it doesn't look too bad. It looks fine. It's just that I usually see these parts used as kayak oars, and seeing it as a propeller design, I just can't unsee the kayak oar part, use for these parts. So there is that. Not saying it's a bad look, and just saying it. I'm just saying it. To me, it kind of looks kind of goofy. That's all. Now the wings are neat. We do have, the wings themselves, not too complex. Do have, they are relatively thin, especially at the end, especially going out. But on here on either side, we do get a stud launcher on each wing, which doesn't really look like a weapon that would be like normally mounted onto this vehicle. But hey, I guess these like sci-fi looking weapons kind of helps them justify like releasing a Lego set that is pretty much a military vehicle. So there is that. Of course, the studs can launch. They use these black hockey puck like Lego tiles as its ammunition, and you do get a couple of them to spare. So you can just push those in, and you can reuse those however many times you feel like. And they do pack quite a little punch. Do pack quite a punch to them. Very nice. Something I do kind of like is how the wings are attached to the plane, because looking at it from the front, you can tell that they're not just attached like straight out of the plane. They have that like nice look. They have like that nice slight angle to them, which they have achieved by connecting these parts by connecting the wings onto the plane via mixel ball joints, and also adding various building techniques onto them to give them a nice sturdy look, despite the fact that they're connected on by ball joints. And something else about this is actually advertised as a gimmick. Like, removing the wings is advertised as a gimmick. Not only because apparently this is a scene in the movie where the plane tries to follow the car through a tunnel, but ends up breaking its wings off upon entering the tunnel. And I guess you can remove these to give it that look that it is sliding in pursuit of the car before it blows up or something like that, because that is absolutely ridiculous. And yes, you can just remove these, but I'm gonna add them back on. Very neat. It's a nice way of recreating a scene in the movie. But the the reason why I like this gimmick is because I've seen like countless planes in real life where they actually do this, where people actually remove the wings for storage reasons. So you can remove the wings and have them stored upright, and have the plane in a shed or a shelter or a carport or garage. I do like that little bit of realism. That's really nice. I do appreciate that. Something else that I do happen to notice is the noticeable use of trans orange pieces to indicate that it is on fire. And yes, that makes sense when it's sliding and scraping and blowing up in a tunnel. But with the wings on and looking intact, it does make it look like it's been shot in the air and it's about to go down. So there is that little bit to it too. But if you don't want this realistic plane to always look like it's been hit, you can just remove the flame pieces and use parts in your collection to swap these trans orange pieces out with black or gray pieces to give it a non battle damaged, non engine about to blow up look sort of thing, so that's cool. We haven't even gotten to this part yet. So up here we do get the cockpit, which you can just lift up and pull out like so to reveal a decent little interior in here. You have a little control panel with some gauges, some dials, and the steering stick thing, and some nice seating in here. So you can indeed sit your pilot down into the plane and have him pilot the plane like so. So that's real nice. And to reattach the cockpit, you can just attach these two anti-studs onto the studs here on the side. Boom. Like so. And it doesn't look too bad. It looks very, very neat. Now, getting on to the stickers, we do have a few stickers here. We do have 2 here up front to provide some of that camouflage. 1 here on each wing to provide some more camouflage, and another sticker back here for more camouflage. We do have a big clear back sticker here over the cockpit to provide these gray lines. And I will say this is probably my least favorite sticker in the set. Not because of the placing process, because for the most placing this sticker was about as difficult as I expected it to be. No, why I'm disappointed at the sticker is looking at it from down here. Looking at it from this angle, it looks like the sticker is not wide enough or something. These gray these gray bar things up here don't go all the way down, don't connect to the bottom. And it's like that for the other side too. It's not misaligned or anything. It's just like that. The sticker is clearly not wide enough, and that's not that's not a mileage may vary thing. It is like this for all for anyone who has this set. And I'm not sure if this is an accuracy thing for the plane or what. It's just something that kind of bugs me. honestly more. It does honestly kind of bug me. But aside from that, it's not too bad. And of course, we do get a couple more stickers here for the sign itself, both for the Berlin sign and for the upcoming tunnel sign. So there are quite a bit of stickers. Not a whole lot, but there are definitely some stickers that are harder to place than others. But hey, I don't feel that, like, most of the stickers here don't really feel necessary. Like, pretty much all, like, you can pretty much have the plane without any of its stickers. And to keep up with the full gray look, you can even try to swap the sand green pieces out with gray ones. And it wouldn't look too bad. Even without the sticker over this. And as for the sign, I'm okay with this sign here. I do, like, for the Berlin sign, I do see that the blue is poking through the white printing here on the sticker. But aside from that, that's a-okay. And, let's see, what else? Oh, and yeah. It does have the plane does have landing gear that you can remove to give, like, a flight look. And as you might expect, the plane does roll very nicely. Right before takeoff or right after takeoff. So overall, I do kind of like it. I do kind of like the vehicles in the set. The vehicles in the set look very nice. So in the set we do have a car that do get a nice, like, more classic looking car with a couple of fun building techniques and an overall solid appearance. And we also have a plane here that is very military, that feels very military. And it does come with various implied optional modifications that you can do with it to specialize it and make it feel interesting. And of course the sign is pretty neat. Do kind of enjoy I do kind of enjoy, like, the extra bit of set dressing provided with this sign. So overall, this set is pretty good. I do enjoy the builds in here. The minifigures are nice. As far as, like, would I recommend it? I say if you're either a Lego fan who's also a big fan of the Indiana Jones movies, or if you like a good combination, or if you like a good, like, combo of, or if you like collecting, like, Lego, like, or if you like, I say it's good if you want to, like, replicate scenes from the Indiana Jones movies, or if you just like vehicles in the sets, like if you like the more military, or if you like military, like, World War II style vehicles, or if you like more, like, classic, like, or if you like the more classic looking cars. then I say go ahead. I do think I recommend this set for the price for some of the prices that the set asks for. Like this set here definitely worth the $35, I think. Yeah, very interesting to see an official LEGO set with a World War II style plane. Very interesting. And with that, I think that'll be it for this review. If you enjoyed this video, consider to like and subscribe, and maybe even comment if you want. Or like and subscribe, and maybe even comment if you want. And of course, I will be posting again sooner or later.